This is Justin here, and I just got out of the theater, and the movie I saw today was the live-action Gatchaman. I would like to make the disclaimer at this moment that I have never seen Gatchaman in the original Japanese form. When I was in elementary school, which was over almost 20 years ago, I saw the Americanized versions, Battle of the Planets and G-Force. I saw that all the time, but I've never seen the original Japanese format, and I want to now after watching this movie. And yeah, at the moment my anime viewing occupying time is filled with Slam Dunk and Akazuki Cha-Cha right now. But hopefully by next spring, if possible, I'll get around to watching the Gatchaman anime version. But for now, I'll talk about what I think of this movie. I got into this since, as I said before, I did not see the original Japanese version. I just came into this with neutral expectations. Just wanted to watch it just for the fun of it. And what did I think of it? Overall, I really liked it. I really liked how it explores the relationship between the characters. The characters are named Ken, he's the leader. And then you have his semi-love interest, June. You have her little brother, Jinpei. And you have Ryu, this, big guy, but he's kind of childish. And then you have George, Ken's childhood best friend, but he's also the wild card of the team. And each character has their own personality that stands out. Of course, most of the focus will be on Ken and George, who's also nicknamed Joe. And but of course, even though they're the central focus of this movie, every character you get to learn why they're on the team, why they want to fight, and all this other stuff. And they all had their moments. So what's this movie about? So it starts off in 2013. The world is at war with these people called the Galactors, which is a distinct, evolved human race based on this X virus. And most of Europe is now ravaged, and Japan is now militarized. And with these certain stones, the ISO, or the International Science Organization, uses them to fight the Galactors, and they use these stones to create the Gatchaman fighting team. And now they just use these to fight these Galactors. And that's pretty much it. And it kind of also focuses on how Ken's, he's this, soldier boy. He's always puts the mission first. And then you have Joe, who's, he's the type of person who puts his personal feelings first. Like, he just wants to, of course, he knows what he's doing. He can follow the rules and all that stuff. He's a good fighter, but he's really driven emotionally. And it kind of, brings a certain kind of internal conflict into the group. And then, of course, June is after Ken's affections, and she gets fed up with him always putting the mission first all the time. And then he needs to think about his teammates more, and they just figure out a way to work together and balance out between the professional side of things and the friendship side of things. And then as the story progresses, you learn that there's more to it than what you already see. And after what I could say are mostly spoilers. But yeah, I really like how this story is really character-driven and how it's really relationship-driven. And and the story it presents really appeals to me on a personal sense. And yeah, I really liked how they did that. As far as the action goes, the action is really good. For example, I really like how they do the shaky cams in this one. A lot of action movies really abuse the shit out of it, but this movie really knows how to put a certain kind of rhythm. Let me rephrase that. It really knows how to work into the rhythm of the action. For example, every time just a punch or a kick lands, that's when they do the shaky cam. It's not always shaking when they're trying to exchange blows. They only do it when just a punch lands, just to really show the impact. And not really movies can do it that much. Maybe some other movies can do it. If you can give me some other examples, feel free to put them out in the comments section of what can really do the shaky cam. But this movie does a very excellent job of using the shaky cam effect. And I really gotta say that it's really well paced. The angles are just really good. When they're doing the flying and all that, they really know how to use the angles. where you can see everything and you can see the environment and everything is just well choreographed and there's just a really good rhythm to the fighting, which is what I really liked about it. And the costumes, of course, they look nothing like the original anime costumes, but they got a certain kind of functionality to it. It's really well modernized in context to the live action and to modern days, as opposed to, you know, the 1970s and, you know, being an animation. So everything complements each other very well. I mean, for people that are more familiar with the original Japanese source material, feel free to give out your comments, make your own response videos. Yeah, overall, I think this movie does a good job of being appealing to someone like me who cares about story and characters and relationships and how it affects people and how they come together. I wouldn't put this on, let's say, the level of, let's say, calling this a Japanese Avengers, but it really does its job of telling its own unique kind of story and how people come together and how you evaluate different personalities. But yeah, going back to the action, I forgot to mention this. Like, each character has their own kind of distinct fighting style. For example, Ryu, with the big guy, he's slow, he's clumsy. Well, the guy's really powerful, but he telegraphs all his punches, and he really doesn't think. And Joe tries to explain that to him. Ken, he's the master strategist. What's her name? June, she has the speed. While Jinpei, even though he's small, he does get into he's more vulnerable, but at the same time, he does have some tricks up his sleeves. While Joe, he really knows what he's doing. Like, he's probably the most well-trained, but he's a badass when he fights. Like, he just wants to get the job done. So yeah, each character has their own distinct fighting style, which all balance each other out. So yeah, in its own way, the movie it has a pretty good balance of really knowing the characters in the fights and getting to know them personally and all that other stuff. But if you want a straight-out action flick, this might be 100% the movie for you. But if you really like characters, relationships, then I really strongly recommend this movie. So for now, this is just my quick review, my quick thoughts, based on what I saw getting out of the theater just 2 minutes ago. And when I have the time, I'll really get into the anime. And also, if you're a Tatsunoko fan, there is one scene that really pays homage to the creator, Yoshida Tatsuo. This is going to be a minor spoiler. There's this one scene where Ken and June have to sneak into a party, and they have to make some fake names. And the fake name that Ken uses is Yoshida Tatsuo, the creator of Tatsunoko, like I said. And I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. And there's also some other scenes that will pay some quick homage to other Tatsunoko works. So keep your eyes out for that if you're into that stuff. So yeah. Even though I've seen a lot of Tatsunoko anime, such as, of course, I reviewed the original Tekkamon and Maha Go, or Speed Racer when it was adapted, I still have yet to see the Japanese version of Gatchaman. But like I said, coming into this, my only familiarity was just Battle of the Planets and G-Force. But I have not seen those since I was like 11, and I'm 29 now. But yeah, so that's it for that, and I hope you catch this movie.